Let's close this chapter with a exercise where we create a form letter to send to people who've given us a present, say for a birthday or something. I know that's not a very personal touch, but it gives us a chance to play with input and output a little bit. So on your screen, you see the letter that I've written. What I've done is wherever there's a variable, I've replaced that or begun that variable name with a $sign so it'll stand out in the letter. So it says, dear name, that's our first variable. Thank you for the present, that's our second variable. I really like it. I can't believe that I'm already age years old, but it doesn't feel that much different than being age -1. Do that in just so we could do a little arithmetic. Thank you again for the present, sincerely, and then your name. That's our last variable. So what we're going to do is write a Java program to prompt the user to enter this data and then recreate the letter. So let's get started. I've begun the program already. The file name is letter.java, so my public class letter starts this. Before I can start the program, though, I need to import the scanner. So we're going to write import java util scanner right here. Now we're ready to begin the program. First thing we need are some variables. So we need a variable for the name of the person giving us the gift, the present, and then the name of the person running the program. Then we need an integer variable for the age that the person is on their birthday. So those are our variables. The next step then would be to input the data into the program so that we can write out the letter. So we'll begin with the prompt. System out print. What is the name of the gift giver? Oops, left out a step. Actually left out 2 steps. Before we can do prompting, we need our scanner objects. Now, one of the things about Java is that the scanner doesn't work that well when you mix numbers with strings. So what we're going to do is we're going to create 2 input objects. One called input string. Let me finish that one. And use it to get our string data into the program. And then we're going to do another one for numbers to get our numbers into the program, although there's just one number, the age. Okay, so there's our 2 scanner objects, input string and input number. So now we prompt the user to enter the name of the gift giver. Name equals input string, next line. Then we prompt the user to enter the present. Present equals input string, next line. Then we prompt the user to enter their age, or how old they were on the birthday, on your birthday. Age equals input number dot next int. And finally, our last piece of data is enter your name. Okay, and that should be all the data that we need. So now we're ready to write the letter. The first thing we're going to do is put a couple of lines between our input and the output. We'll write a couple of print lines by themselves. That'll give us 2 blank lines. Then we begin the letter. So system out print line dear plus name, because we're going to concatenate that variable data to the string, plus a comma and a space, and then close the system out print line. Then a couple of spaces, or at least one, so let's just copy. We're going to use this a lot, so I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste it in, then I can do it every time I need to put a space. There's going to be a few. So then the letter starts out, system out print. This time I'm going to use print because I'm probably not going to be able to fit all this on one line. Thank you for the present, and then a period and a space. I'm not at the end of the line on my editor, but I'm close enough that I don't want to start another line. Then system out print line this time, because I probably will get to the end of the line. I really like it. I can't believe, and a space, and then close it out. Drop down to the next line, system out print. I'm already plus age, years old, comma, but, and then put a space, and then close that. Come down to the next line, system out print line, but it doesn't feel that much different then. And that's the whole line there. So we stop, put a space, system out. This is a short line. Then being age -1. Sometimes Java has a problem when you put an arithmetic expression in a string concatenation. So putting the parentheses in there should help me with that. And then a period. Close that line. Then we need a blank line. Then we write out the word sincerely, comma, then a blank line, and then our name. And it could be a print line or not a print line, it doesn't matter. Your name. And I saw where I made a mistake up above. I did name twice. This would be your name right there. Okay, so let's see how that works. So we're going to save the program, file save. Come back up here, let's clear the screen. Java C letter.java. No errors. So Java letter. What is the name of the gift giver? Aunt Jean. What is the present they gave you? Well, that's okay. Sweater. How old were you on your birthday? Let's say 13. What is your name? Let's say it's George. And there's the letter. Dear Aunt Jean, thank you for the sweater. I really like it. I can't believe I'm already 13 years old, but it doesn't feel that much different than being 12. Sincerely, George. So that demonstrates how to use input and output together. We didn't use the tab or the new line characters. Those really aren't used all that often in Java programs. But this is a good example of a typical session of input and output with numbers and strings. So that wraps up our discussion of input-output, and now we're going to move to the next chapter, which is on decision making using if statements and relational operators.